Hey everyone, we are going to do a budget with me today, so I hope you guys are interested in what we're going to be spending our paychecks on this week. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So we are going to look at my Excel here. I do have a video, I'll go ahead and link it here, on how to create a very basic Excel budget spreadsheet like this and the basic formulas you need for that. So definitely check out that video if you're interested. I believe this is the one we actually made in that video. So definitely check that out if you're interested in an Excel version. But we are going to look here on paycheck number 2. So this is obviously what we did on February 3rd. And then February 10th is one of the weeks that my husband and I get paid at the same time. So I get paid every week and my husband is every other week. So this coming Friday will be my husband and I's paychecks. So he is a salaried employee, so he is $26.35 every paycheck. And then I'm hourly, so it varies. So I do know that I'm going to be bringing home, unfortunately, $609 this paycheck. Actually, I think it's $603 this paycheck. So it's lower than what I would normally bring home. So I did have to leave early one day to take my husband to the doctor, and I feel like I had something else going on that week. Maybe something for Mason, that I had to leave work early, so I didn't get as many hours as I've been doing. So it's a little bit lower, but that's okay. So we have a total of $3,238 to budget for this Friday's paychecks. So first thing is first, we always go into our fixed expenses. So rent, all of our regular bills, car notes, internet, phones, things like that. One of the big changes is going to be we are actually moving. So we close on our house at the end of this month. So right now in case you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Brittany. We are a month ahead on our bills. So I've already paid February's bills and we are preparing now for March's bills. So in March, we are only going to be paying for 10 days of our rent because we are ending our lease early. So we are paying for 10 days in March, and then our mortgage does not start until April. So in saying that, we do not need the full rent amount that we normally would take out for March. So we are going to be, I'm planning on around $700 for the rent that we're going to owe. So we're going to say $350 this paycheck we're going to set aside for rent. And I'm going to go ahead and change this because paycheck 4, when we get paid on the 24th, is going to be the same thing. So we're going to budget $350 for that one too. So that's going to give us a lot more wiggle room in our budget for this week. So otherwise, Black Pest is the same. Student loans is 19, Netflix is 4. So as you can tell, some bills are stretched over 4 paychecks and some are stretched over 2. So looks like Adobe, AT&T, Verizon, they're all spread out. Typically, I've been sending this money into our savings account each week, and then at the end of the month, I move it all back into checking account to actually pay everything. But because we have so much in and out going on with the new house, that I just don't want that money accidentally being spent on something else. So I've been pulling it out in cash, and that's what I'm going to do again this week. I just pull out one lump sum amount and set that aside for bills, and then I'll deposit it at the end of the month like I used to do. So we're going to budget all of this fun mess here. So 4 for Netflix, 15 for internet, 35 for phones, 35 for a medical bill, $25 automatic transfer, $38 towards an MRI bill, $150 towards my car, $100 towards my husband's car, and then $109 towards our car insurance. So that is going to be our fixed expenses totaling $890. And then we're going to scroll down here to our variable expenses. So we have energy and water. Our last bill was a little over $200 in energy, so we're going to budget that same thing. But again, we are paying, we would pay in March, we're paying for February's usage. So this will be the same, but next month when we budget, we would only have 10 days worth of consumption for energy and water. So these won't be as high for next month, but hopefully that makes sense. I'm trying not to confuse you guys. Okay, so that would be a total of $130. So we're going to pull $890 plus the $130 and set that aside for bills for next month. Okay, so cash envelopes. This is our normal, so grocery, dining out, our baby, miscellaneous, pet care, dog grooming. So we're gonna go ahead, and I needed to bump this up before, so I think I'm gonna bump groceries up to 150 this week. 140 this past week did pretty well. I think I'd rather put it at 150. Mason will keep I'm gonna increase this to 50 because I know that we are due for wipes at my mom's house. It's our turn to purchase that. Dining out, we're gonna let's increase it to 40. Hopefully we won't use it. Miscellaneous, we'll leave it 20. Pet care, we'll leave it 40. Dog grooming, we are gonna do 50. And then gas at 100 and childcare at 600. So that's gonna total $1,050. And then we're going to scroll down here to our sinking funds. So some of these are set up to only come out, again, either just when my husband gets paid, or some is stretched out through all of the paychecks. So when I get paid too. So Christmas, Amazon Prime, and Mason's birthday are the only ones that have specific amounts that I need by a specific day. So Christmas, we want $1,000. So 46 per check when my husband gets paid. And then Amazon Prime is due October 11th. The goal is $149, and we're going to do $2 every check. And then Mason's birthday, the goal is $1,000. His birthday's in September, so we're going to do $50 per my husband's checks. So I have those notes here just to remind me. Those are the only three that have specific numbers like that. So Christmas is $46 this week. We're not going to do anything for date night. Actually, for date night, I might go ahead and put Valentine's Day in there. So I'm going to budget, let's see, if I give my husband $30, let's budget $60. That way my husband and I, cancel that. That way my husband and I can get a little something for each other for Valentine's Day. Okay, so vacation's going to get 20 for now. Clothing is 10. Beauty's 15. Hair's 25. Nails is 60. Make sure, let me think. That should be, I think that should be enough by the time that we have this 40 and the 60, I think is when after I'll get my nails done. Okay, cake funds, we're not gonna put anything for now, nor gifts. We're gonna do $2 for Amazon Prime, $50 for Mason's birthday. Nothing in additional debt. So if you missed the last video, I did talk about this. We are currently credit card debt free, which is super awesome. We just paid off my husband's card. So we are now at the point where we're trying to figure out what's next on our list. So if you want to see where we started, I'll link the debt confession video here. But I'm going to show you here. This is what we went over in that video. This is our current debt. So we've paid off so far $2,094 this year in debt. And so we've paid off these bills here, or they don't have any numbers here anymore. So we have $138.96 and $833.81 on two different medical bills. Neither one of them have interest. This one is $35 a month. This one is $76 a month. So I haven't quite decided if I want to just use those as my next debt payment, even though it doesn't have any interest, because ultimately that would save us, let's see how much, that would save us $111 a month if we just got those paid off. Whereas like Nelnet, so this one here, this $11,674, that is the one student loan bill that is accruing interest. That's the only one that's not deferred. So that's the one I'm currently paying on, and my payment for that is $72.85. So if I can work on this, it's going to take me a while. Ultimately, I'm going to be saving $111 if I just pay off this total of $972 and just get it out of the way. They'll save me $111 a month in my normal bills that I can then apply towards that. Does that make sense? What do you guys think? I can't wrap my mind around it, because I know that I should be paying on whatever's really accruing interest. But if I'm going obviously in snowball order, then these two would go next. I could see more of the value in these two right now versus obviously the long term, you're paying more in interest here. So you guys let me know what you think. I'm just kind of torn, but for the rest of this month, we are not putting too much really at all towards debt. We're making our minimums, but we're just trying to get through the closing of the house, and then we'll kind of see where we're at. So let's go back to our Excel here. So debt is not going to get anything right now, nor is home maintenance. $25 towards car maintenance, nothing in our deductible for health. Vet will get 25. Mason's going to get 50 for his savings account, and then nothing else for retirement or I have home scratch off. I think I talked about this in the last video. I really want to spend money on the new house, but I also know that I need to pace myself. So I'm trying to figure out a way to make it fun where I can kind of save money here and there for different rooms. So have a scratch off page for the different rooms in my house, and then have a scratch off page for an amount. So each paycheck I can go to that and scratch off, a spot on the room page and say, okay, well, this week is living room, and then I can go to the amounts page and scratch something off and say, okay, $50. So I get to put $50 in my living room fund. I'm trying to figure out a way, because I feel like if I go to a store and I see something that I really want for the powder room, but I'm there specifically for the living room, I'm going to have a really hard time not buying that thing for the powder room. So I'm trying to figure out how I can, have a little bit of money in each of those areas. That way I can, buy what I want to buy when I see it, but stay within some kind of budget. So I'm not just frivolously buying. Hopefully that makes sense. Rambled a lot. Excuse me. So in total for sinking funds, we have $625. So in total, we still have $543 left that we have not budgeted for this paycheck. So, and that included actually $237 as a buffer in the checking account. So let's zero that out. So it's telling us now that we have $780 that we have not budgeted so far in this list already. So what I'm going to do, and I think my husband, this is kind of what he wants to do, is he would rather buffer the checking account just, again, till we get through the closing of the house. Let's see where we're at. We did pull money out of our long-term savings account or high yield savings account to help us with our due diligence and our earnest money. And then we do have some money that we owe at closing. So once we get through all that, of course, and then we have to break our lease. So we are paying the 10 days of rent in March, as well as 2 months of rent to break the lease. So there's definitely we're looking at probably close to 10 grand of expenses getting out of this house and getting into the new house. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. I hope we don't end up having to spend that much money. But we are having to, pay quite a bit. So our goal is to just buffer our checking account with any extra that we have. We also will have tax returns coming in, and my husband gets a bonus in March. So all of those will kind of support us in recovering what we do spend, but then hopefully being able to really throw some extra money towards debt. Obviously, I would rather not take our bonus money and put it into our savings account. I really do want to continue to pay off debt, but we've been very comfortable having a 6-month savings and a 6 months of expenses in our savings, and that's kind of where we want to keep it. So our goal is to rebuild that as quick as possible and then get back onto our debt journey. So for all in all, saying all that, let's put $780 into our checking account buffer, and that will zero us out for this paycheck. So I think it looks pretty good. I'm super excited to be able to obviously not have to pay so much in March for our rent. That's going to be super helpful. Again, I changed this here to $350. So looking down here, it obviously says we have, let's zero this out. We have a little over $1,000 this paycheck. I'm really going to try and make sure that I work as much as I can the next few weeks to get my checks as high as I can. But, that's an extra $1,000 that we're going to be able to set aside to help this transition from the two houses. So ultimately, if we're able to actually set all this aside, we're saving $21.97. So super awesome. I think that will help a lot with offsetting some of the costs that we're going through. But I hope that all makes sense, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. So again, we are zero based at this point, which is exciting. And so we're going to go ahead and we'll get this budget with me posted here on Thursday. And then we will do a cash stuffing this weekend and get that up on Sunday for you guys. So I hope you're excited to see the next video and excited to kind of follow us through this new journey of the house. If you guys have any advice, please leave it down below. This is a house we want to be in for a long time. I want to do renovations in this house and do all that fun stuff. So if you guys have experience in all that, let me know. And then, of course, once we're debt free is when we'll do renovations and things like that. But then I also want to start really getting into our retirement, investing, and maybe even get into property investment, stuff like that. So if you guys have any advice, let us know. We're kind of new to some of this. So, all right, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys on Sunday. Bye.